Hello and welcome to our August vlog. Thank you so much for being here. In this vlog you will see a bit of our branding photo shoot and the things that we did getting organized leading up to that. There's a couple funny real estate negotiation stories and a bit about our process and navigating the market this month. August is traditionally a slower month in real estate because a lot of families and people are going on vacation. So it is not surprising that it is a slower month in real estate, but we are expecting a busy fall season as the market has been a lot more predictable for people this year with stable interest rates and more inventory to choose from. We also share a bit about local places that we visited throughout the month as usual, and I am going to jump right into that before we get into some of the other content. We visited the Saanich Fair and we absolutely loved it. They have done an incredible job with the section for young kids. There was a lot for our little one to do. She was about 14 months old at the time, and we felt like we could really let her explore on her own 2 feet and take part in the activities that they had set up. And going into it, we weren't sure if we would be carrying her a lot, as we thought maybe the hustle and bustle of the fair would be a bit too much for her age, but it was not at all. It was such a fun morning, and the Saanich Fair has been around since 1868, which blew my mind. That is wild. We also had a friend's birthday party up in Willis Point. We helped them sell and buy at that location, and it is so dreamy. They look out over the water and the community there is very close-knit. So we had a lot of fun going to the Willis Point area. We also went to Phillips Brewery downtown. We have commented in past videos about breweries that are kids friendly. I feel like this is something that is becoming more and more common, and as parents ourselves, we really appreciate it. The patio was lots of fun to be on and a great spot to catch up with friends outside. And other places that we really enjoyed visiting that we didn't record any content at was Spiral Cafe in Vic West. I really love the Vic West neighborhood. We also went to Haven Saunas, or I went to Haven Saunas for the first time with a girlfriend that was here visiting, and it was super relaxing, definitely worth the hype. And Wind Cries Mary. I had not been to Wind Cries Mary before either, and they have such a cozy courtyard patio. I really want to go back actually because we didn't stay for very long. We just did some appetizers, but I feel like it would be a really nice date night. We just finished our photo shoot with the lovely Maddie Mawson at Cinderbloc Studios, and we can't wait to see how the photos turned out. We planned on vlogging more, but the time actually went by very, very fast. So absolutely recommend having a shot list and a Pinterest board made when you're doing a photo shoot, because you might think that you'll come up with the poses on the spot, but there's usually a bit of a mind blank under pressure. So I'm glad that we had that organized, and I think we got a lot of good variety. And the photo shoot was with our new team member, which was extremely exciting, and we can't wait to share that with you. I wanted to talk a little bit more about setting up a shot list for a branding photo shoot. This doesn't need to be an overly complicated thing or take up a lot of your time, but it is really worthwhile to have a bit of thought put into it and some organization done beforehand, because as I mentioned before, you might think that you'll come up with poses on the spot, and some of them you might, but the time will be most effectively used if you have at least mapped out a few things that you really want to get out of the photo shoot. So for example, I created and I'll screenshot this as well. I created 2 columns in a chart, and in the first one was a very, very basic description of the shot. And then in the second column, I just drag and drop some of the Pinterest photos that I had saved. So first I went through our own social media. I identified spots that I thought we could use a certain type of photo. So that might be like Alex on the phone or me on my laptop. After getting a general idea of what I wanted to see on our social media or our website, our YouTube thumbnails, I went into Pinterest and I saved a whole bunch of inspiration, and then I would drop photos from Pinterest that mostly matched the idea of what I was looking for, and not to mimic them completely, but I think a lot of people, myself included, get a bit awkward in front of the camera. I really just am never sure what to do with my body when I'm getting photographed, which isn't often at all. So exactly in this scenario, I just feel like I need a little bit of instruction on how I should be standing, etc. And Maddie, who is a photographer, really appreciated it as well because it gave her an opportunity to flip through this printed document while we were switching outfits or getting ready, and she could make sure that she was keeping us on track to get all the content that we wanted to do in that 1 hour block. For example, I said we had three outfits each, which I would also recommend for getting a good amount of variety in your photo shoot. And you need to account for the time between those outfit switches as well. So again, an hour goes by pretty fast. And I wanted to make sure that we each had a shot, just us, in one of those outfits. So it didn't necessarily need to be a headshot. It could have been a more like candid action shot, but I wanted a solo shot of each of us in each of the 3 outfits, as well as a group shot in each outfit and shots of the 2 of us together in each outfit. So those are some of the things that I wanted to get photos of. Not every poser photo is necessarily going to turn out or meet the vision that you had in your head, and that's totally okay. The important thing is going in with a plan so you can get the most possible out of your time together for a professional branding shoot.
Just at 724 Bossy, one of our beautiful listings in Cordova Bay, waiting for the buyers to show up. We'll take them through. After that, we'll be heading down to Oak Bay to give keys to our clients that just closed on a great medical office space. I also picked up keys for another set of clients that are closing today, taking possession of a home in Central Saanich. Also be writing an offer for one of our clients. They just sold their home in Squamish. They know what house they want. So hopefully we get that accepted over the weekend. And it's gonna be relatively slow for this long weekend in terms of appointments. So me, Ricky, and the kiddo are actually gonna spend a great long weekend together. So this is one of those little fun stories that happens in real estate sometimes. 2 months ago, we had clients that came to us wanting to buy a place, and we got them accepted offers subject to the sale of their condo over in the Lower Mainland. We referred it out to one of our partners, Madison Perry. If anybody's watching this and they're looking in the Squamish or the Sea to Sky corridor, please go contact her. Tell her that we sent you. She is fantastic. But she got it listed, and the condo market is very tough right now, so it took a while to sell. We ended up having to release the property that we had it accepted on. Now, the funny little story about this is that right when we got it accepted, about a week after we got it accepted, the sellers dropped the price to just a couple of grand difference to what we had. And my clients, including myself, were a little annoyed by that. Anyways, fast forward, we get a phone call not too long ago that our client, Madison, had sold their place. They were stoked. They had, a little bit of a negotiation there, but that's fine. That's what happens. It's sold, it's done, boom, off we go, on to the next. They asked me, is that property that we had the accepted offer on still available? I said, 1 second, it's expired. Let me make a phone call. Called them. They said, yes, they're still willing to sell. I said, fantastic. Now, where they shot themselves in the foot was they dropped the price and they still didn't sell it. Meaning that our accepted offer, I guess, market was maybe a little high. So I said, clients, let's negotiate a little further here. And because we had already done our due diligence, we'd gone through the strata documents, we had done our inspection, we had done all our due diligence, financing was in place, and we're gonna write an unconditional offer. And we got it for much lower than what our original accepted offer for. So even with the difference between what my clients sold their condo for and what they got this accepted for, is they ended up having more money in the bank by the end of it. So my clients, including myself, were stoked. And that is the video, short and sweet. We hope you enjoyed it. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Makes us feel like we're actually getting content out there that you enjoy, and it's not just the monthly vlogs that we're focusing on, tips and tricks for both buyers and sellers, what's going on in Victoria real estate, and interviews with other industry professionals. If you want to get a hold of me, my personal contact information will be down below. Please do not hesitate. I'm always happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having a fantastic day.